Up, guys? Welcome to my first episode of, I suppose, my storyteller series. What I've got here is the book we're going to be going through. The actually, like, choice games developed by Delight Choice, I think it was. Basically, it's a book, and I'll show you now. As you go through it, at the end of most pages, you'll make a choice, I guess. We're starting off with this book, which has 6 books in the series. And so, I guess, we'll begin. We've got life, mana, gold, morale. So we'll see how all this comes into play. Nice little picture there. So, you were a young wizard seeking treasure and glory. You are walking along a path in the forest, one day's journey from Ring City, your beloved home. Night is just falling and you're thinking about how it might be a good idea to find a campsite. After all, you're in goblin territory and it's dangerous to travel in the dark. Suddenly you smell something awful. Reginald, are you responsible for that outrageous smell, you ask? The warrior striding ahead of you. Okay, bad punctuation. Pray no, I'm always downwind from my companions when I squeeze the bellows, Reginald answered. You realise that you've never encountered this stench before and it is close. And perhaps it's your imagination, but it's that muffled breathing you just heard. What do? I suppose it'd probably be a good idea to warn him, but if there's something nearby and it's not friendly, you don't want to be shouting. I don't know, I don't want to go into combat straight away and end up losing all my life. We'll warn him. It's an ambush, you shout. Startled, Reginald springs off the ground like a jackrabbit, his chain armor jingling. Just then, out of the brush rush several snarling goblins, their eyes glowing green in the murky darkness. They charge with their short spears. Oh, I've lost some mana, but I've gained morale. How did I lose mana? Alright, I'm about to find out, I guess. With an arcade word and a flourish of one hand, you send a bolt of fire into the leader of the charge, who drops to the ground, thrashing in flames. Reginald hacked down to others with his sword. The remaining 3 run away, whooping and yipping. Their cries are joined by others from the dark forest all around you. Many calls from far too many goblins to fight toe-to-toe. It's a hunting party, probably tracking wild game. We humans are a delicacy, much better than mutton, Reginald says. You regard the 2 dead goblins on the ground. Dead goblins are worth 10 gold pieces per head in the city. Luckily, you don't need to carry their heads around. The city authorities will accept their left ears. What do? Okay, so you can get the gold for the dead ears, but that'll take time and they'll be gaining on where, or we can just run and leave the gold. But I'm guessing we're going to need gold later to get stuff, so I'm going to take the risk. Woo! 10 gold. Get the ears, you exclaim as you pull out your razor-sharp dagger from your belt. For a second, your sometimes slow-witted warrior sidekick doesn't understand, but as you start sawing away at the first ear, he gets the idea and fishes out his own dagger. Soon you have a bloody goblin ear stuffed into your pocket and Reginald has one of his own. Nasty? Very. However, 10 gold pieces are nearly 6 months' wages to a common labourer, so you're willing— wow. Okay, that's pretty good. What now, Reginald asks. Certainly there are excellent places to hide in the forest if we can just make it until morning. True, the goblins may have dogs, and their own sense of smell is keen, you see. We might climb a tree then. That would at least be defensible, Reginald suggests. You should be treated like a fox with goblins barking underneath. If you wish a position that is both defensible and allows some freedom of movement, we should hasten to Castle Inverness. Woo, Scotland! It is near and we could fortify ourselves behind those walls, Reginald says. You frown. It is a fortress, yes, but inhabited by what? God knows what manner of creatures may have taken up residence in that ruin over the years. Oh dear. It's gotta be the castle, hasn't it? What's gonna be in the castle? Castle Inverness is near. Let us take refuge behind those stone walls, you say. Goblin hunting calls echo from all around the forest as the 2 of you dash up the path 100 meters or so, where you find a fork in the road. The path to the right appears to be seldom used since it's nearly overgrown. The path to the left is clear and you think you can see fire out down that way. Could this fire belong to the goblins, or if you're lucky, is it the campfire of another friendly adventuring party? So, do we go investigate the fire, or go to the castle? I don't know, having more people in the party would be better. And God knows what's in that castle, so I'm going to go investigate the fire. Woo! Got an achievement. That helps. Woo! Oh. So it turns out the fire does belong to the goblins. What did you expect? You're in goblin country after all. You've come up to a clearing with two goblins staring hungrily at a rack of mutton sizzling over a fire. Apparently these guys are more keen on guarding their next meal than joining the rest of the hunting party. Before you can decide whether to turn back or kill them, one of them spots you and screams out. Reginald shoots this one with his bow while the other runs off. What a cowardly lot they are. You run back to the fork in the road and head towards the castle on the way. You hear a whistle in your ear and then another, and you feel a sting just... Oh man, been shot. They do have bows. The wound isn't bad. It's a small arrow, shot by a weakling, no doubt. You'll pull it out without losing stride. Oh man, this is not going well. After a minute of stumbling down what is best described as a game trail, you see a shadowy husk of the ruin in the morning ahead. Unfortunately, the battle cries of your pursuers are closer than ever, and when you look back over your shoulder, you see glowing eyes. The two of you turn on a boost of speed, and soon the outer wall of the castle looms before you. It is about 10 feet high and crumbling. You realise with horror that there are no holes on this side that are large enough to fit through. Meanwhile, Reginald, a faster runner than yourself, had disappeared around the north corner of the wall. A short spear whistles past your head. You look back and see at least 4 of the little beasts. What do you do? Right, so we're good. Follow Reginald, which will just be running. Jump the wall and use 1 mana. Or turn around and fry them all. I'd like to conserve my mana for now. I think following Reginald we're going to get attacked. But if I jump the wall I still don't know what's up there. Oh man. Well, follow... Oh dear, that was a bad idea apparently. You turn north to follow Reginald. You've almost reached the corner when an arrow stabs you in your shoulder. Great. When you're running around the corner you don't see your friend, but there is a section of partially crumbled wall that you think you can climb swiftly. Another arrow whistles by before you're able to roll over the top of the battlement and onto the rotten wooden floorboards on the other side. In a few seconds, there are 4 goblins at the base of the wall, chattering angrily. One of them begins climbing up the rotten rock. You decide this is a good place to take a stand. There's a lot of loose rocks at the top of the wall. You're not particularly strong, thanks to your inactive life as a wizard. However, you expect you could push a few large rocks down upon this climber. On the other hand, they're all out in the open and your combat tools would certainly be effective now. Okay. Fry them all. You dominated. We got 2 points, 2 coins, and 1 luck. Woohoo! Mana decreased by 4, morale increased by 2. You lean down and call forth the magical power within you. From your outstretched fingers erupts a jet of flame that you play first over the climber and then over the others standing below. They barely have time to scream before they are no more than 4 smouldering corpses on the ground below. A fine mess you made of them, Reginald's voice startles you. He now stands behind you, grinning down on the carnage. He must have found another way in. I loathe goblins, you see, as do all good men. He used to terror in their advance party, but they will call for reinforcements. We have the wall. Can we hold it, Reginald asks. We could go in, you point to the castle keep beyond the courtyard. The castle is 3 stories tall, or at least it had been before the top layer partially collapsed. The second story is barely any better. The fortress is as lifeless and still as a painting. Nevertheless, you wonder if anyone's looking back away from the dark windows and arrow slits of the ruin. What do you suggest? Either way, we're going to have to go in. So if we fight them on the wall, we're going to lose health and mana before we even get inside. So I'm just going to go inside, and I think we'll leave it there for now. Um, First thoughts of this is, it's actually really interesting me so far. I'm liking the options, and I like how it's making you think about how the story's going to advance and how every little decision you make is going to infect the entire story. Like, am I going to make it through all 6 books? Or am I going to die in the first book? Am I going to die in the third book? I don't know yet. But I'm really excited to be getting through this. I hope you guys have enjoyed it, and I hope I see you in the next episode. Thanks so much for watching. Bye now.